Some people try to learn English with long lists of vocabulary and boring grammar drills. But let's be real, that's not how our brains work best. The secret? Stories. When you listen to real stories, you learn naturally. You remember new expressions without even noticing. You pick up grammar just by hearing it in action. So if you want to improve your English while enjoying a crazy travel tale, hit like, subscribe to SpeakEase, and turn on notifications. New story-based videos drop every week, and they're way more fun than a textbook. Alright, let's jump into today's story. I walked into the wrong train car in Zurich. Daniel loved trains. There was something about them, the steady rhythm, the smooth movement, the way they connected cities like long threads across a map. So when he landed in Switzerland, he was excited. He had read that Swiss trains were some of the cleanest and most reliable in the world. It was early morning in Zurich. The air was cool and fresh. Daniel walked through the main station, holding a small paper ticket he had just bought. His destination was a small mountain town a few hours away. The train was scheduled to leave at exactly 9 o'clock. The platform was already busy. People in suits, people with backpacks, a few families with strollers. A sleek silver train pulled in, and the doors slid open with a soft hiss. Daniel checked his ticket again, saw the train number, and walked toward the nearest car. The door opened automatically. Inside, everything looked modern and clean. The seats were covered in deep blue fabric. The lights were soft and yellow. A light floral scent floated in the air. He smiled. This was even better than he had imagined. He found an empty seat next to the window and placed his backpack on the floor. As the train started to move, he leaned back and watched Zurich roll by. Little shops, quiet parks, bicycles lined up along the sidewalk. After a few minutes, he noticed something. Everyone around him was very well dressed. A man across the aisle wore a suit and tie. A woman 2 rows ahead had a small silver laptop and was typing quickly. The couple behind him whispered in French while sipping something from glass cups. Not paper. Glass. Daniel looked down at his hoodie and sneakers. He started to feel a little out of place. A man walked by pushing a small cart. He offered drinks and snacks. Daniel smiled and reached for a bottle of water. The man gave him a strange look and paused. Then he glanced at a paper in his hand and asked something in German. Daniel didn't understand. The man switched to English. Do you have a reservation for this car? Daniel blinked. Reservation? Yes. This is the business class cabin. First class passengers only. Daniel's eyes widened. He looked around again. Soft leather headrests. Quiet conversations. No backpacks on the floor, only small suitcases tucked away neatly. This definitely wasn't regular seating. He stood up quickly and apologized. The man nodded politely and pointed toward the back of the train. Daniel grabbed his backpack, stepped into the narrow hallway, and made his way through the connecting door. The next car was different. The seats were still comfortable, but simpler. The air smelled like coffee and snacks. People were dressed in hiking clothes and casual jackets. A child laughed loudly in the back. Someone opened a bag of chips. He sighed with relief. He found a window seat, tucked his bag under the seat, and settled in again. This felt right. As the train curved past a wide lake, Daniel laughed to himself. He hadn't even realized there were different cars with different rules. In his excitement, he had just stepped into the fanciest part of the train without a second thought. He made a mental note to read the signs next time. The rest of the trip was peaceful. The train passed through valleys and over small bridges. The mountains grew taller in the distance. Daniel leaned against the window, feeling more relaxed now, and thought about how easy it was to make small mistakes in a new country, and how those mistakes often became the best stories. And while Daniel was wandering through the wrong train car, you were learning real, useful English. You picked up phrases like out of place, made a mental note, and without a second thought. You absorbed sentence patterns like he hadn't even realized, and this definitely wasn't, all while following a fun story that made everything stick. That's the magic of stories, they teach you grammar and vocabulary without the pressure. You just enjoy the ride, and the learning happens on its own. So if you want to keep learning English in the most natural and entertaining way, make sure to like this video, subscribe to SpeakEase, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next story. And now it's your turn. Tell us in the comments about a time you walked into the wrong place. A train? A room? A building? Share your story, even if it's short. It's great practice, and we'd love to read it.